Prediction of weather or properly assessing weather patterns that determines aviation services is very important. In doing so, 2 officers from the Finnish Meteorological Institute in Finland arrived in Niue to assist the Met services in calculating the best methods for Niue services. According to Heikki Jundi and Alberto Blanco Siqueiros, the Finnish government assists Pacific Islands in establishing proper indication of weather which relates to aviation, and this is important.
Finnish Meteorological Service has an ongoing development project here in Pacific Island countries, and we have had 2 workshops concerning about quality management of weather services, and that's needed in future because International Civil Aviation Organization insists that each organization making anything for aviation should need a quality management. And it is our government who has gave some money to help these countries in this area.
Now, when you talk about aviation and the meteorological services, for some people it's hard to relate the two. How can you explain in basic language what it is?
Of course, aviation is a lot of dependent of the weather, because the safety of the aviation is dependent on the weather conditions. And so it's important to know which kind of weather there is the place where the plane is going to, so it can depart and arrive safely.
Mr. Jundi also said both Finland and Niue has very similar working environments, but it's the ability to execute a job that is important to both parties.
There is a lot of similar aspects here. Of course, the climate is very different, but Finland is also, there is quite few inhabitants in Finland compared to area. Of course, our land is much bigger, but there is many areas where there is just few people living. And I also have seen that the people's opinions and values, they are very similar than they are in Finland. So I have been very familiar to be here with you.
Now, just going back to perhaps the prediction of when you talk about aviation and we talk about the weather, is it harder now to predict what's going to happen during the day? I mean, in Niue, 1 minute it's thunder and lightning, and the next minute it's fine.
I think the climate change doesn't that much influence about the ability to forecast the weather, but of course to make good weather forecast you need good observations, because everything is based on the observations. And I must say that I have seen this way they are making observations here in Niue, and you have very high quality weather service here.
Mr. Jundi and Mr. Siqueiros will be leaving the island tomorrow.